that's exactly why they're on board with the guys at Rapid Drivers Club Simulation Community. Massive 12 months as well itself, as well as setting up league races for people to enjoy. They've also set up a rapidly growing racing community themselves on Discord. Get on over to Discord and get yourselves involved. But it is on track action up here looking at this evening, and it's also friends invested in this and along with a special treat, the man himself, Jens, will be joining us on track. Joining me once again will be Kane.
Good evening all.
As we preside over with no reverse grid tonight. It's a straight shot 40-minute race. The guys have still got Session to Wilton and a return to Torrington to cover the battle out to the Crown Series Championship, and no doubt over once again by Jens as well here in the fourth. That's going to mention Spa. Of course, as always, you guys are doing best to keep me in check. It's a long time friend of mine. Well, he was when he used to bring me roses, but well, that was on the outside, and quite frankly, things were different then. It's Kane Denham. How are you doing this evening, Kane?
Good evening, John. Thanks for that. I am fantastic. Always excited to be here, but even more so today. Because like you briefly touched on, we are, of course, at Spa.
Did somebody say
We're
Spa?
fast straights. We are at Spa, John. Fast straights, sweeping corners, and unpredictable weather collide to provide 7 kilometres of Belgian paradise for drivers and fans alike. Eau Rouge, Radion, Camel Straight, and that's all before we've even reached Sector 2, John. But folks, we are in for a treat tonight.
Blanchimont. Did somebody say Blanchimont? No, it's not a pink dish served for dessert. Blanchimont is one of the fastest parts on any racetrack in the planet, and it is a brave man. In fact, angels fear to tread there, but we will see some side-by-side action tonight in our 2017 Porsche Cup cars. They do have GT3 in the name, but I can assure you, it's definitely not GT3 to the game. Kane, it's going to be a fascinating night this evening for but we've got drivers as well. Let's talk about the drivers. Sorry, it is Spa. It's round 7. I'm a wee bit excited. Who are we watching out for this evening, Kane?
Yeah, one particular driver I'll be watching is the Alex Nunes in the number 13 Black Falcon. He's grabbed his first pole this season tonight. Had a couple of good finishes last week, so he'll be looking to keep moving up that ladder tonight.
Yes, indeed he will. He is 7th in the standings, and he could see that drastically improve. He's only 12 points behind the driver in 3rd, Kane. Give us some more information. Who else? We're actually missing some drivers tonight, unfortunately, and quite a big one at that.
Yeah, a couple of drivers out this week. Got the new championship leader, Arlen Hatter. So he's not going to have too much time to enjoy that top spot. But yeah, so he's going to be missing this week. And also one of our previous leaders, Josh Webster, still out of action, unfortunately.
Indeed he is. Yes, so Harlan is the man topping the pile at the moment, and he's only 6 points ahead of 2nd and 10 ahead of 3rd. So the championship lead, it will change hands tonight. All our drivers will score points from 30 down to 17. So it really is going to be a case of the championship, Kane, changing hands tonight.
Yeah, it is indeed. So close to the top too, so I'll be looking to see if Alaric can pick up where he left off, or will Sam Sue continue on his hot form and leave the rest of the field in his wake. We've also got the ever-present Cornelius. He's looking to grab his first podium tonight too, John, so plenty to watch out for, and like you said, all the points getting delivered out to the drivers, so not one driver missing out on any of the action. And nobody watching will be missing out on any of the action either. Indeed. As
you mentioned there, our sponsor from Vispa, Cornelius. I've already mentioned him. He is the man sitting in 3rd position, and he's only 10 points from the top, and he's only 4 points behind the aforementioned Sam Su, who does of course race in the TSR week, or he goes by the name of TSR week. So I see what you did there earlier, Kane. Don't worry, your comedy did not go unnoticed, my friend. We're looking at now a couple of drivers on track, and it's going to be interesting, Kane. Given the championship standings, some of the qualifying results that we've seen, as you mentioned, it was Alex Nunes took the top spot, a very respectable 2-minute 21.543. Not too shabby at all, but 2 tenths behind Tom Davidson. So, quick, but close.
Very close, very close. We've seen Tom Davidson's names up top of the grid quite often as well, so he'll be another one to watch, John. Throw a coin over anyone and we can watch them. It's going to be one awesome battle out there again at, where are we, John?
Spa! Where's my tambourine? Sorry, I do get a bit excited about this track. Anyone that's seen any of my broadcasts in the past will know that this, as far as I'm concerned, is the holy grail of racing. I know that some of the guys on track, particularly one Mr. Kieran Clifford, who happens to be a very good friend of mine. There he is in the Brazilian Paraflu livery. Of course, all these liveries featured on Porsche Cups. The Rapid Drivers Club went out their way and got themselves the permission to use these liveries, and that is why we have such stunning liveries. Yes, my friend, what can you tell me?
I'm telling you, we need to turn some sound down in the music. We've got a couple of people who can't hear when the music's playing, so...
When the music's playing? Okay.
When the music's playing, it must be at the start. I've just joined the chat, so... A couple of, take it out to Kyle there, Jigsaw.
Oh.
And Jakey Davey. Yeah, everybody mentioning we maybe need to turn that sound
down a bit.
So our voices are heard.
Well, there we go. That's definitely well, maybe it's not a step in the right direction, guys. Do you prefer the music? Would you rather that was down as... I'm sorry, I can't actually keep an eye on the chat at the moment with the plethora of screens I need to keep open to keep everything running as smooth as butter, as Kane and I always do. We have 20 drivers on track tonight, and as I mentioned, we do have the man himself. There he is in the Telcel livery, number 41. That is Jens Harris, of course, brother to... Ta-da! Kyle Harris. It's almost like that was deliberate. Those are the two brothers that started the Rapid Drivers Club. So if anyone that is getting involved, I'm sure they're absolutely appreciative of what the guys have built, and I'm sure they're more than delighted that Jens has gone the extra mile to get them these Porsche liveries. But qualifying times, Kane, give me a rundown of where we're going to see the guys start on the grid, please.
So, from first position, obviously Harlan Hatter is missing, but I'm in the wrong column. Never mind.
Love the technical glitches, my friend. Just you rock it, son. Which column are you in now? Are you in the right place?
We're getting there, John. We're getting there.
Love it.
Just on a personal note, anyone there that isn't aware, it's actually only 4:20 in the morning, so forgiveness, please.
Please allow me to
Alex
get the world's
Nunes.
smallest violin and sing. You used to bring me roses. I wish you would again. I'll mute my mic while try and remain professional while you read down the starting order, my man.
As the guys have just the 1 minute left on the grid, John. From the back of the grid, we have Jackie Harris and Jens Harris, Chris Davies, Kieran Clifford in 16th, Westerby in for 15th, Kyle Harris, excuse me, Etne Mesland in 14th position. We've got Pete Greaves, 13th there, Connor Garrard, Johan Ty, we've got Elliot Wilkie and Baz Tolsma in 10th and 9th. 8th position, Volkan Bakadan. 7th is Ian Hall. We've got Sam Su in 6th, Cornelius Filbinger in 5th, Alaric Ensland in 4th, John Rendi Rendendito in 3rd, with Tom Davidson and Alex Nunes rounding out the front of the grid. So the guys are just getting set. moving off on their formation laps.
No, can we get an extra round of applause in the chat, please, as I remember that maybe like. Just for Kane there. Let's face it, I genuinely only did that to him to see if he could do it at this time in the morning. And he's just given you a perfect rundown of the 19 cars we have on track. So hats off to you, Kane, and I apologise for being... Actually, no, don't. We are here first. Did somebody say Spa? Did somebody say Eau Rouge? Did somebody say the Camel Straight Blanchimont? That's right. 7 kilometres, 19 corners. 1921, this absolute beauty of a racetrack was built. Bus stop, chicane, Radion, Eau Rouge and La Source have all seen themselves changed at least 10 times each. The track has evolved itself 15 times in total. The last one of those changes taken place back in 2007. So it has remained the same for about 13 years, which is almost the longest that has remained unchanged since it was built back in the 20s. It is one of the classic race circuits. It is beloved by drivers, spectators and overexcitable Scottish commentators alike, where today the true essence of speed can be explored in absolutely spectacular style and a safe and modern facility. Let's not forget though, back in the scary days, this wasn't exactly the safest place to drive. There was actually a boycott back in 1965 or 67. I've got the wrong page open. That's what happens when you do too much research. There was a driver's boycott because of the safety, but it is a much safer place to be now. And in fact, the last time there was a race here, it was of course the Jewel in the Crown, the 24 hours at Spa. And it just so happens, Kane, that the cars on track may well have had a little influence on that race.
Absolutely, John. Not the Cup car as such, but yeah, the Porsche 911, GPX Racing and the Rail Racing teams, after 24 hours, 363 laps, and they finished within 3.3 seconds of, so that was 1 and 2, taking out the top spots after 24 hours. So definitely no slouch on the track here are these Porsche.
Indeed, and it's a 40-minute race tonight, Kane. They are absolutely going to have to be on point. This course is one of these ones that is so deceptively difficult to get right. It seems very methodical. Brake here, turn in, accelerate, brake here, turn in, accelerate. I can't even say it with a straight face. But this is a course that will shadow realm any driver with the slightest of mistakes.
Yeah, that's right. And put a little too far over the curb, and the curb will take you all the way to the edge of the wall. Definitely one to...
Man down. Man down. Sorry, I interrupted you there, Kate. Sorry, I don't even know why I apologise for interrupting you, Kate. Now, I think that's probably there's people probably out there keeping a tick list to see just how often I do interrupt you, right? But someone has binned it into the wall, and it looks like one of the Farbin or Force Racing, and I don't have that page open, but yeah, someone has binned it into the wall there just before Stavolo.
Into the wall. Let's hope there's no major damage there, John, because that's not going to
Blanchimont. Sorry,
not going to play well for the 40 minutes at all, as the guys do head around Blanchimont and into the chicane.
Again, not to be mistaken with the pink gelatinous dessert. It is one of the fastest parts of any race course. It is definitely where the brave will try and go side by side. Speaking of side by side, Kane, it's the chicane. See what I did there? It even rhymed.
It's beautiful, John. Make it work.
Thank you.
They do head through the chicane side by side. It'll be the slowest they'll be going through there today.
Chris Davies then bringing up here. I think it is Chris that has given himself a bit of a twang. Can't see any damage on his... There is a bit of damage to the aerodynamics on the front of that car, and that is absolutely no laughing matter for the driver, I can 100% assure you. He definitely won't be looking forward to that. But Alex Nunes, he is out and up and running at the front as the guys come round the last corner start 40 minutes at Spa. Of course, the finest 7 kilometres of tarmac ever conceived by human mind. And that is actual fact. You can check that on ravensaysso.com. They're coming down the hill. We've got Kane strapped into his seat. We've got myself strapped into my seat. We're going to jump on board with Renandito then and get a good look at the helicopters across the line. Foot down, green flag, and away they go. Up Eau Rouge for the first time. Alex moves over Davidson. Leaves them just enough room. We'll jump back through the field. Side by side by side they go. All up Eau Rouge. There we go through Radion. That horrifying kink. And all the cars have made it up. We've got Kyle Harris then. He is right in the middle of things. We've got Jens Harris. So the whole field has made it successfully up. Jackie then lagging ever so slightly behind. We're going to see some moves here though. I would endeavour to guess Alex Nunes has got himself a bit of a drop on the rest of the field then. Jason Westby is side by side off the Kemmel straight into Les Sources. As they come round, sorry Lecum, I'm getting myself overexcited. I've got the guys at the end of the lap before we've even finished lap 1. So Alex Nunes then, he is leading the race. Tom Davison still in second, Enslin in third, Renandito looking very comfortable there in fourth. He's got a gap back to Sam Su, who is in 5th position at the minute. He is technically the man leading the championship, with Cornelius still sitting very comfortably in 5th. We've got Job Volkan then, sorry, in 6th. Cornelius says Volkan is in 7th, with Ian Hall tucked in just behind. Elliot Wake still running great then. He is in 9th with Bas Tolma in 10th position. We've got Conor Garrett. He is still running in 11th. And we've got a bit of action in the background there. It looks like we could be seeing some fun and games here. Kyle Harris looking to get a move done on Conor Garrett with a whole lot of action in the background then. We've jumped too many cars back. Peaks Greaves, of course, homeschool racer. He is definitely getting involved here. He is in that beautiful brand livery and he is getting involved in all kinds of action here with Kyle. And Etlin Messeland has dropped off the back. Conor Garrett then is still defending from Kyle Harris. I'm not sure why the timing board is giving me the positions on the guys with that. Oh, and it's a heavy break. Oh, and I tell you what, there's very nearly contact. Jens nearly went in the back of homeschool racer there, but they avoided contact as they come along the bottom straight, Kane. They're going to come into Blanchimont for the first time, and some very, very precision driving there, considering the tyres here in the opening lap, but a very clean opening lap from the boys here.
Yeah, it's been, don't want to jinx it too much there, John, but has been quite the clean opening lap. Everyone getting away down through Eau Rouge and up at Radion very cleanly, and through the rest of the track not too badly. So, yeah. Hats off to the drivers there. Great start.
Yeah, Ian Hall's made a mistake coming out that last chicane there. He has just found himself being jumped 2 places. Volkan and Elliot Wilkie both making the moves, but Elliot making a mistake out the last corner, and so does Volkan, so it's going to close back up again. So Ian Hall, he is looking to be the outer part of this, and I'll tell you what, we've got Elliot Wilkie here. He is piggy in the middle as we go up Eau Rouge. The corner suddenly appears to the left. Both men not getting it quite right, and I'll tell you what, that's giving Ian Hall an absolute run on both of them. As we see, he's too quick to even see on spoiler cam, but there we go. So he throws himself right in front of Wilkie. He is now going to close back up on Bakkerdan. Of course, he's just lost that position as we see the three of them come into Lecum, round the corner, down into Bruxelles. They will go one after the other. We see Kyle there in the background. He missed Lecum slightly. He's cut that chicane, but he'll still be okay as long as he doesn't get too much dirt on his tyres. Coming down to Bruxelles then. Oh, very close, has to take some avoidant action there. The 2 Force Racing cars chasing down the Brazilian Blau livery there. Volkan, he's looking in his rear view mirror saying, thanks very much chaps, you continue that battle. I'm continuing off. And speaking of continuing off, Alex Nunes, half a second to the good over Tom Davidson, who's got a lyric, absolutely no slouch whatsoever. Enslin chasing him down in 3rd position. Nearest Sam Su, our on-track championship leader, sitting in 4th, and that will do him the world of good if he is trying to hang on to the lead of the championship after this. I say that, of course, that's because Harlan Hatter isn't racing tonight, so Sam only needs to finish in the top 15 to overtake Harlan for the top of the lead. We'll see how the rest of the results will play out. There's still 36 minutes. I'm getting slightly ahead of myself here, but it's understandable because it's Spa. Cornelius Vilpinger, he is in 6th with Volkan Bakkerdan. He is in 7th. Ian Hall then. He is the cork in the Elliot Wilkie Baz Tolma bottle. Those three still battling for position well and truly here into lap 2. There's Conor Garrett. He is in 11th with Kyle Harris. We've seen him make a small mistake, but he's gathered himself nicely. He's got himself to 12th. There's Kieran Clifford. He is in 13th, and he's going to get his finger out because he's got Jason Westby and the man himself, Jens Harris. He is running in 15th with Pete Greaves down in 16th, so he has been overtaken quite a few times yet. Let's see if he can make a charge because there is 3 cars battling just ahead. more than capable after getting a win not too long ago. I'm sure he'll gather himself and get himself to the end. Sweet fashion. Oh, and that is an unfortunate mistake there. So Etienne Mesland, he has unfortunately been collected by Chris Davies, who made a bit of a mistake out of the last chicane, and we were saying it, didn't want to jinx it, but at the end of lap 1 we see our first casualty there, Kane, but some very good racing, and that is it's an easy place to lose it there, so definitely not a deliberate of that. Yeah, down to earth, good old fashioned driver error there, just a bit too excited on the accelerator.
Yeah, as you said, John, very easy to lose it in a chicane heading onto the straight. It almost happened in slow motion, seen the driver behind, definitely seen it happening in front and tried to avoid, but just unfortunate and not being able to avoid it.
Oh, that was close.
Very close. Very close. Alaric jumping on the back of Tom Davidson's boot there.
Yep. Yeah, they
So,
could have shared popcorn at a drive-through there.
They could have. They've both made moves early on, so they've both jumped a position each, John.
Indeed.
At the expense of Rennie and Cornelius.
Yeah, so Cornelius then, the man of course in third in the championship, Harlan missing, but a 6th position would that would do him the world of good indeed. For the charge, of course, Nunez qualified in first, and he is off and running. We did mention Tom Davidson before. We did, the two of them were within 2/10, and they were head and shoulders, quite frankly, above the rest of the field. There was only 2/10 separating them. Oh, sorry, no, the one Renedito was only 2/10 off as well, and then Enslin was within 3/10. I've completely misread that. I've done the same as you, Ken. I've read the wrong column. But yeah, so these 4 guys actually very, very, very close in pace. So yeah, that just bodes for an even better race. Is there? Oh, so many battles through the field. Who are we going to jump on board with? Will we watch the lead for the race, or will we watch Filbinger try and make a move? It looks like he is getting very close to Renedito there. And I tell you what, Backerdan up the inside at the last chicane. So it's a drag race then between Cornelius Filbinger, and there he goes. He gets his nose in front as they come into what is effectively the last turn until the last lap, then it becomes the last turn, the first turn. But these 2 guys battling out through there then. Ooh, Backerdan gets very, very close indeed, but he does hold on to the lead, hold on to the position, does Filbinger, but he is going to have him very, very close. And Kane, something we must talk about early, now that we've got through the opening exchanges, the slipstream along the Camel Straight here. It is absolutely just a phenomenon, a motorsport, with how much you can use and vault you past, but the over speed that you can carry into here, as we see Davidson falling foul almost beautifully, predicting that there he is going to lose a place thanks to that. But that just highlights my point exactly, Kane. So again, I've probably answered the question before you've even had a chance to answer it, bud.
You've answered the question, asked the question, and answered again, John. But you're exactly right. Camel Straight there is absolutely sensational for that slipstream. Forgetting one thing, you do have to get through a Rouge and Radeon to take advantage of that slipstream cleanly. So one little factor you have to take into account. There's a little bit of sideways action there. But yeah, these guys getting off to a great start. All pretty much to their single file here, very close together all the way through. The timing boards on this large circuit do take quite a while to update, so it does say Tom is still in second for everybody out there. You do know Alaric has moved past after Tom missed his braking zone slightly. Alex Nunez looks quite comfortable out in front there, but John?
Yes, he does. He's now got a second gap, obviously, with Tom, as you mentioned, making that little mistake there. It's given Nunez a gap to Enslin rather than Davidson, so it has increased the gap he's got, and he will certainly be pleased to see that, especially seeing on his own personal timing board just how close the guys behind him are, knowing that full defend mode here will cost you time. So he will be looking to make... Oh, I tell you what, Filbinger there, Renedito has not had the best entrance into the chicane, and Filbinger has absolutely looked to take advantage of that fact. So once again we see Filbinger then, it was Backerdan he was defending against, and this time it is full on attack on this lap as he attacks that Shell livery, of course, the Shell. Oh, and he's run too wide. He is run too wide, curse to the commentator, then he's even missed the AstroTurf, and is Bakardan then, who has come back into play. So out of nowhere then, Bakardan must have thought to himself he was getting left behind, but no, Filbinger's made himself a little mistake. Just it takes the tiniest little mistake to light up those tyres, and I'll tell you what, it will do you no good at all. As you see just how close Bakardan's going to get. We'll see him close up very quickly indeed. He pops out of the slipstream early though, pops back in it, so looking not to carry too much speed. Yeah, holds his brakes very well, gets a very good line. Oh, as we see Filbinger lighting up the back of his tyres again. So yeah, these guys really are having fun, or certainly we're having fun watching these guys hang on to these cars along this track. The track temperature sitting at 22 degrees, so not exactly ideal, Kane, and it's certainly proven that way for the guys out there.
Yeah, proving like he's maybe got the setup right again, John. Anslands closed that gap, was almost
sideways.
Nunes hangs it out.
Yes, he does. He had a quick inspection of his rear spoiler there right through his side mirror, and I'll tell you what, that wouldn't have been a very comfortable sight, because on the other side of the mirror he saw Aleric Ensland. I was just about to say, the man knows how to set up a car, and he's certainly throwing it around beautifully here in the hero livery, and he is the hero we need right now as he comes through Stavalo to Blanchimont. There we go, that's what happens when you put an overexcited Scotsman on his favourite track with 20 unpredictable cars. Hashtag just saying. So Henslin has taken the lead, but he does have the man Nunes, who qualified faster, and I do believe he qualified 3 positions ahead of Ensland, an almighty half a second quicker in fact. So Nunes definitely has the qualifying pace over here, but doesn't have the race temperament. Ensland is definitely going to put that to the pace, and all it's going to do, Kane, is bring Tom Davidson, a previous race winner, started second, so on the front row side by side with Ensland. These 3 guys are right on top of it. Oh, and we see a mistake coming out the last chicane. Oh, and there we go, an almost identical mistake that we saw from Westaby early door. Davies early door, spun it coming out the last chicane, and the man that was very close to that was the man we see, Filbinger there. So Filbinger makes a mistake coming out the last chicane. So easy for these 2 guys to get those tyres lit up, Kane, and I tell you what, with 27 minutes left to go, I don't think that's going to bode well for the confidence of some of these drivers. We could potentially see lap times tumble here as they try to keep these things on track through certain parts of the track.
Yeah, drivers are struggling a little bit exiting these corners. Just puts on more of a show for us, doesn't it, John? Like you say, 27 minutes left. Want to get those tyres under control, not hurt them too much, because that could come back to bite in those later stages of this race.
Indeed it could. Ah, right, okay, there's 2 J Harrises on the board. Haha, that's why I'm confused. There we go, so there's 2 J Harrises on the board, one Jackie. This one is Jens Harris. Of course, he is just behind Kieran Clifford, and just behind him is everyone's favourite Twitch streamer. It's Home School Racer in that brand livery. We saw him drop down. Not sure if he was involved in an incident. We can have a quick look at the time. Jen's looking very, very quick, and I tell you what, he gets a good line. But in the background, Pete Greaves. Oh, and I tell you what, oh, hold your key. Wow, that's a Code Brown moment right there for 3 drivers. I guarantee you we're going to see clips of that very soon after the race. Jens then, as they come round, there is Home School Racer very, very close to the back of him, and there is Kieran Clifford very, very, very close in the front of him. Of course, Kieran, good friend of mine, very clean and consistent driver, knows how to be quick and knows how to defend, but what he doesn't know is how to get this car around this track very successfully. I apologise for laughing at your Kieran Payne, but I love seeing it play out in ultra high definition. So you can expect a nice, neat, clean battle here. Jens, of course, one of the founding member of the Rapid Driver Club, just back from working away and joining us for his first go, and what a baptism of fire that is. At least these guys have had 6 previous races, of course 3 reverse grids. We usually do 2 races a week, but this week it is a 40-minute because we're at Spa. Oh, and look how close Pete Greaves got there. He closed up beautifully through Blanchimont, Kane, and I'll tell you what, there is a battle for the lead going on, but there is a battle going on for these last top 10 positions, and the boys are not holding back and looking to get the job done, no matter how sketchy the back tyres are.
Yeah, these guys always providing. Connor Garrett here all over the back of Cornelius.
Yes, he is.
Very tight through Eau Rouge there and up over Radion. See if anyone does gain any extra pace there in the slipstream. But yeah, that mid-pack battle, they really do turn it on, don't they?
Oh, they really do. They really do. Just consistency and clean driving right through the field, and you absolutely love to see it. And what you love to see is the lead change hands. Could we see the podium positions change hands though? Aleric Enslin, well, he is off and running. 24 minutes to go, which means there's 21 minutes gone, and he is gone. 2.7 seconds off to the good, and you've got to think to yourself, this is only going to aid that cause. Previous race winner Tom Davidson finds himself in the airflow. Sorry, slipstream. How did I forget the word slipstream there? It's the excitement. So he is in the slipstream of the man that qualified in pole position. So two very, very quick drivers locked in a battle here, playing right into the hands of the man Enslin, who is still celebrating, I'd imagine, his SRO Esports win with his teammate's name, who is on another page. So I apologise for not having your name to hand. I'm sure someone in the chat will remind me. Speaking of the chat, by the way, don't have access to the chat on Twitch or YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. In case anybody's wondering, by the way, my name's John Wright. I've done it again, 2 weeks on the trot. I haven't actually introduced myself, so apologies for that. Welcome in the chat. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope the sounds are all coming through. Give us a hello. If you want to get involved, of course, it is the Vispa sponsored Porsche British Cup Series. And there we go, Kane has got himself some notifications coming through on his phone. That'll be everyone excitedly asking him which driver they want to see on track. We've got 18 still on track. Chris Davies is in 18th. There's Jackie Harris in the beautiful Michelin livery. Let's get a bit of a closer look at that. There we go. Yeah, I love a Michelin livery. Stunning, stunning. We've got Ian Meslin, he's in 16th with Kyle Harris, one of the founding fathers of Rapid Drivers Club. Got a bit of damage on the front of his car there, but he is still in 15th. There's Baz Tolma, he is in 14th, and he's looking to get up into 13th. Oh, and I tell you what, there's a Telcel livery that's had a spin, and I think that is Jens Harris. So Jens has made a mistake there. Jason Westerby is going to cut up the inside. Let's get some helicam action as we see this one play out. There's Pete Greaves, Elliot Wilkie, and Baz Tolma all getting involved. Baz looks like he is the man that is going to make the move there. And sorry, it's Jason Westerby that is tucked in there. Pete Greaves has dropped back then, and he has got the Telcel livery. It is indeed Jens Harris who's made an O, and they're all over the place up Radion, up Eau Rouge and through Radion. So coming along the Kemmel Straight, this is going to be very, very, very interesting indeed. The trees getting in the way. Jens Harris, you can see, closing the gap. So homeschool racer Pete Greaves, no choice but to take the defensive line because you've got cars in front of him. So almost a two-wide situation there. Jens decides to hold his brake and fall back into line. There we go as they come through Lacombe down to Brachel. Once again, 8 laps in. Kane, this has only been 7 laps of racing so far. This has been phenomenal. The guys still so close, so clean, so courteous, but still looking to improve their position at every single turn. And Pete Greaves then up the inside as the commentator once again cuts off Golden. Jens is going round the outside of Westerby. He's going to have to come back on track. Oh, and he gets the move done. He goes round the outside and he gets the move done. So there is the view he's now got. He's got Westerby behind him and he's got Pete Greaves. So Pete is up to 12th position, I believe that is. We'll have to wait on the timing boards to confirm that. Westerby then was in 12th. He's now behind Jens Harris that we are on board with. So phenomenal driving from these guys. I'm sure there's even more action going on up front. Nunes has managed to eke himself out a 1 second gap to the driver behind. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it certainly can be on this track with a 22-degree track temperature. Oh, and there we go. Renan Dito then, he has had a mare going into that. Oh, and the back tyres again. Woo, he is giving it a bit of sideways action. I think he's just showing off for the camera, Kane, which seems, yeah, not exactly, a bit self-defeating. Sorry, considering he's just lost the place, but certainly looks good for us.
Yeah, it does, John. Getting that and keeping it sideways still. Heading down this main straight. Not what he would have wanted there. 20 minutes left in the race, but still plenty of time to make that position up and jump up the ladder. Muff LKR definitely backing that and jumping on the bandwagon with Volcan.
Excellent, excellent. In fact, let me see if you've got access to the chat, Kane. Let me see. I want to say something about Imola. The notifications have come through wrong. Haha, love it, love that. So who's on Twitch? Who's on YouTube? Say hello, say hello, say hello. I'm going to stick my little emote in the Twitch chat. We'll see if we can get some YouTube chat on the go. If you are tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is, of course, the British Porsche Cup Series, sponsored by our good friends, or certainly Rapid Drivers Club, good friends as well at Vispa. Vispa are a company that create virtual experiences that feel natural, immersing you in a 3D multiplayer work environment where collaborating, brainstorming and team building are both productive and creative. Vispa bringing you the tools to make work as enjoyable as multiplayer gaming, because they understand that great ideas and innovations are never achieved by a single person. It always takes a group of people to create something beautiful. This is why we want Vispa to be a real collaborative platform where ideas can be created, evolved and developed to be something so much more. And just like Vispa, the Rapid Drivers Club is a very young startup-like group of people who just follow their passion and try to build something that people love. And if I'm honest, Kane, can't get any better than 40 minutes around Spa.
Oh, they have definitely turned it on for round 4 this week, John.
Oh, look how close that's getting. Yeah, sorry, I realise you stopped in your tracks there. It probably came to you the worst possible times. There's a battle again. Oh, and I tell you what, side-by-side action, look how close they are getting. Alex Nunes under all kinds of pressure from a previous race winner, Davidson. Nunes, the man who set pole time here in the Black Falcon Racing livery. He has got himself a tell-cell of a problem. And see what I did there? And Tom Davidson. These two guys are absolutely going to be duking it out all the way to the end, I would guesstimate, Kane. Speaking of duking it out all the way to the end, Sam Su. He is the man that's leading the championship if he scores over 15 points and Nunes doesn't win the race, I think is the calculation I managed to jot down. I could be wrong on that, but he has got himself all kinds of issues here. He's got Cornelius Wildbinger just ahead of him. He has just overtaken Conor Garden. Oh, I tell you what, that's all going on slipstream action. Yeah, Kane, talk us through what's about to happen here, my friend. 3 wide, Code Brown.
Potentially, yes, as the gap does close, and here they go 3 wide. Oh, and they've just closed in on each other again. Sam Su coming out not too bad. Cornelius, the big loser there, John.
Indeed he is coming down.
So he's just dropped.
Yeah, sorry, on you go, Kane.
Yeah. So he's just dropped two positions there. Cornelius and Sam Su, sorry, Conor Garrett and Sam Su.
Yes.
Just passing him, yeah. So big moves there. You say on the slipstream, getting it all done.
Yes, indeed. And
too much.
Sorry, yeah, there's too much action. There is far too much action to keep a track of. Bakardan, he is putting in very impressive sector 1 and 2 times compared to Renandito, who has taken the place back. So he has righted himself from his issue. I'll tell you what though, if you keep riding those curves like that in these temperatures, oh, exactly. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at a driver's misfortune, but just as I said that about your tyres, Rennie, that's exactly what happened, bud. You maybe want to get a bit less curve, but Volkan then. Volkan the Volcano, he is absolutely... These two guys, of course, Kane, part of the Rapid Drivers Club that took part in the 12-hour Bathurst race. And as much as it pains me to say it, Kyle was the only one in the team that didn't bin his car. But the rest of the guys, they were all little minor mistakes, and they did finish comfortably inside the top 20. So very well done to the chaps for completing that. That was, of course, Rennie, Volkan, Alex, and Kyle, founding father and brother of Jens, who is currently running in 14th position. There we go, cuss to the commentator. As soon as you jump onto a driver to give him a bit of a highlight, a bit of camera time, you find her slightly off track. It's probably the only time he's been off track the whole race, apart from that incident earlier that I'm just too excitable to remember and put into words. Kane, there's 15 minutes left. The championship table is going to be turned on its head. Nunes would have been hoping to get maximum points from his outing today, but it looks like Aleric the Alien Enslin is absolutely not in a sharing is caring kind of mood tonight.
No, not at all. Aleric definitely taking off once he got out in that top spot and got quite a gap now to the rest of the field. big move here. Not so much the biggest move, but Volcan, yeah, has come up 3 positions from qualifying. So definitely got his race pace on tune today. Obviously, Alex Nunez, Tom Davison losing out to Alaric, so they're dropping positions there. But pretty set all the way through the field still, John.
Indeed,
Sam
indeed.
Su making his way back up. Yeah, a couple of mistakes from a few of the drivers that have been corrected pretty much. They've managed to push their way back through and gain those positions back. Lots of love out there for Volcan again.
Yes,
Cardo
seen that as
Huesca.
well. Yeah, Cardo Huesca. Indeed, indeed. Muff LKR, great commentary. Thank you very much. That's on Twitch. I can't see the YouTube comments at the moment, guys. Sorry, but if you are watching on YouTube, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, there we go. We've got a follow from Huesca as well. So there we go. So thank you everyone in the chat. If you are in the chat, who do you think is going to win? Sorry, who do you think is going to win second place? Because that is the battle we are looking at. Because what we are looking at here is a very, very confident driver in Alaric Enslin, and we know he has the temperament to bring it home, having just won, as I said, one of the ERSO eSports events, along with a teammate whose name I did try and guess it and try to quickly find, but I couldn't, and I don't want to murder it. So I'm not going to do that. But Tom Davidson, previous race winner, he still finds himself locked in a battle with, of course, Alex Nunez, the man that qualified on pole, now battling to hang on to second place. Sam Su, he's still battling to hang on to a potential lead of the championship going into our final 3 rounds. Of course, we've got a return to Donington. We've got Oulton and Snerton Park to come still as well, so another 6 races. 3 of those will be reverse order grids, Kane, and those have been absolute gold this series so far.
Yeah, absolutely. They do turn it on for that second round. Get to see plenty of action through the fields. Plenty of action in the chat now too, John, as the guys battling it out. Tom, come on Tom, just wing it from room 1. So plenty of love for Tom, plenty of love for Volcan. So love to see it. Get amongst it, guys. Find a driver and cheer them home.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, love to see the support in the chats. Who do we fancy for this midfield battle then? Because we've got Sam Su. He is locked in it at the moment with not Cornelius Filbinger. We have a ghost. Ian Hall, I believe, is no longer in the race. Indeed, there we go. So that's why that's doing that. So Conor Garrett then, he is the man that is battling, not Volkan Bakardan. It is Conor Garrett and Sam Su. Both of these guys doing very well in the championship at the moment. Sam Su, of course, isn't on that page there. He's on 150 points. Cornelius is on 146 with Renan Dito on 141. Nunez is back down on 134, so really he did definitely want to get as good a finish here as possible to give himself a charge. But Conor Garrett then down in 16th position. He has had a lot of overtakes. He did qualify in 12th, so he finds himself having his starting position up in 6th, and this will be a great haul of points if he can hold off Sam Su. But you and I both know, Kane, holding off Sam Su is no mean feat.
No, not at all. He'll be looking to make moves soon, I'm assuming. And yeah, get past Connor if he can.
He will indeed. He will
Definitely
indeed.
well
But
up in
still,
this.
oh, sorry, on you go, Kane.
Yeah, no, it's definitely well up in the slipstream there. Keeps it on track and he's hoping to force his way around the outside. Again, that he's trying to cut back here.
Oh, bit of a wobble.
Ooh. Yeah, a bit of a wall from Connor. It's gonna give up some speed here on the straight. Sam Su's still struggling to get past, but not easy to make passes when these cars are so consistently paced.
Indeed, and Cornelius then, he'll be watching that battle, and so indeed will Elliot Wilkie. He will be hoping to make advances if the guys just up ahead of him make any mistakes. But of course, if these guys use the slipstream properly, they will be gone, done, dusted. Hasta la vista, as we see them once again coming along the Kemmel Straight. Starting to get a bit dark now on track, and the temperature has dropped another degree, so it's down to 21 degrees. Even after a short 40-minute race, you better believe these guys are hanging on to everything with these cars, so you can expect to see a full Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift finish for some of these drivers at the end of this race. It is really unprofessional for me to laugh, Kane. I don't mean to laugh, I'm just excited about the entertainment that we are about to see, and there we go, right on cue. Nice bit of sideways from Sam Su. He is absolutely first. Oh, there we go, a bit of sideways again. I think he's just showing off. I think he's seen the Fast and the Furious film too many times. Baz Thomas in the pits. Oh, Baz has come a cropper. He has had to retire to the pits, unfortunately. Oh, so yeah. So, with a small amount of time left to go. Oh, and a bit of damage on Pete Greaves' car as well. So, homeschool racer in the brand livery. Kane, he looks like
Jens.
he's come a cropper, but he's still battling with Jens.
Jens just making that move just just before you move to those races, John. So Pete maybe having a little, maybe a little mistake that let Jens past, but Jens is going to take that in his hands.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, as I say, you will see the guys going sideways, but definitely don't like to see them making contact with the wall. That is for sure. We absolutely want to see everyone get across the line in 100% one piece, but this track, absolutely unforgiving. Whoa, there we go. Blanchimont highlighting beautifully there. Two cars showing you exactly the two issues that you have. Understeer, oversteer. Both of them highlighting. Sam closing up massively there on corner. You can see which one benefits you most from the oversteer. Oh, and this corner then lighting up the back tyres. And I think we're going to have to call that one the death chicane, because that is where we have seen most of the incidents this evening, with drivers coming a cropper as they light up their back tyres. Oh, very, 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 very close. Coming around La Source, of course, one of the most famous corners in history. It is an absolute cracker, breaking into there and getting a move done, Kane. Like, there really is, there's certain corners on certain tracks, if you can pull an overtake there, it really does make the rest of your day a very, very pleasant one.
It does indeed, yeah. Get a move done there and take the straight. Heading into a Rouge is definitely on your high list of priorities, definitely.
Indeed,
Tom
indeed.
Davidson and Alex Nunes not leaving each other's sides here at all. Still within a second of each other up the top of the field. Rennie just dropping off a little bit, over 12 seconds now, but Volcan looking to close the 2.5 seconds to 4th place. So, all still to play with just under 8 minutes left.
Has there really already been 32 minutes of driving? It has seemed, yeah, there's only been 13 laps. There has been more action than you could shake a very, very big surfboard at. See what I did there, Ken? Put these guys on track. No, you see, the tumbleweed, that's where I know of that is terrible. Apologies for the dad jokes. No joke. Hey, hey, see what I did there? Clever link, clever link. Aleric Enslan, he's got Hero on his car, and he has been the hero. Head and shoulders above the rest of the field, and just as about to give him some camera time, Tom Davison gets within half a second. These guys do love to hog the camera time as they come through Blanchimont, so you can have all the camera time you want. He's going to get very, very, very close to there. Oh, and he catches a bit of dust, and there you go. Slight bit understeer versus a slight bit oversteer, and it's going to be a full-on Code Brown coming into the last chicane. So no, Tom doesn't quite get the run. I genuinely thought he was going to get a side-by-side there. Will we see anyone wiggle coming out the last chicane? No, we don't. So both these guys holding it together beautifully. They're going to stretch that gap back out a bit. They've got 6 minutes left to continue this. Cannot wait. Sam Su, he is still trying to close in on Conor Garrett. Those extra points he would get from 6th rather than 7th would do him the world of good. Oh, and he's very close. He's got the cutback done. He's absolutely got the cutback done. Come on, that's a drag race. Oh, and he can't fall into the slipstream until late because how close he was. So that has actually compromised him. Connor then moves to a semi-defensive line, sends Sam way around the outside. Can't Sam, will he try the cutback again? Look at the extra. There you go, centrifugal force at its finest. The wider you run, the more pace you can carry, and the earlier you can get your foot down, and he is going to be all over the back of him as they go up Eau Rouge, through Radion, over the curb into the Camel Straight. Now it is a flat-out drag race. Spoiler versus rear aerodynamic system as we see them closing up. Oh, where do we go? Do we go dash cam? Do we go on board as he goes up the inside? Sorry, round the outside. Connor taking a great defensive line. Sam. Oh, and Connor's lap his tyres. corner has lit up his tyres, didn't quite get the braking zone quite right there, and Sam Su, after much patience there, Ken, I mean, hats off to the guy for the patience, and it's absolutely paid off. Sam Su then up to 6th place with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, the word they used that sums it up perfectly, John, was patience. Sam Su showing all levels of patience there. A couple of laps to get that move done, but put him under pressure, getting, as you said, it's La Source, getting that good run down the Source, down the hill there, pays off all the way at the end of the Camel Straight.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Magnified times 10, and he has absolutely got that done. Sorry, that looked like that was jittering there. Is the stream okay, by the way, guys? How is the camera work? How is the stream? Sorry, it looked like it jittered there a bit on my phone. I'm just obviously like to check it. Hi to everyone in Twitch again, by the way. I really do love interacting with the viewers, but the guys on stream, they barely give me 2 seconds to give you a rundown of the guy's position. So yes, so hi to everyone in the stream. Tom Davison, I know he had some love. Welcome everyone on YouTube. I know I can't say hi on YouTube. We're on Twitch as well, of course. Rapid Drivers Club, Discord, get involved. Vispa, they are the sponsors for this event. 4.5 minutes left, and it's 4.5 minutes of nail-biting drama. Very close again into La Source. No quarter given nor asked between these drivers, yet still defending absolutely beautifully, attacking absolutely beautifully, keeping one another beautifully on their toes. Let's give the field. I'll tell you what, you want to see. Oh, I was just about to say we'll have a run down in the field, but they're coming to Radion. The back of that Porsche getting absolutely sideways again, and that is going to give Davison the run he needs. He is going to get very close. He is going to get side by side. He is going to take the apex coming in to Lecum, which means he'll have the apex of Bushell if he can keep it there. He gives Alex apex number 2, and Alex falls back into place, so he is going to try and stay close here. Coming down towards Bruchel then. Very heavy braking zone here. You need to get very, very tight to this right hand apex here. Both men very close to the curb indeed, getting the power down nice and early. Oh, bit of a wiggle from Davison, and that's going to give Nunez the run. He's going to go around the outside. Oh, and he absolutely takes that curb beautifully. Both men still within track limits, giving one another just enough space. They are squeezing, they are pushing, they are pressing. They are absolutely putting this 100% on the line to get these last championship points. It is Black Falcon Racing versus Telcel. It is Davison versus Nunez. The battle we all prayed for, and here it is playing out. Oh, as they've come around the double left-hander, heavy braking zone. Nunez is going to go back up the inside. They're going to come through this technical sector at the start of sector 3 then. Beautiful camera angle there of the rear of the 2017 Porsche Cup cars, and Nunez is back in the lead. Will he remain there for Stavolo through Blanchimont? Both cars absolutely nose to tail here. This is beyond ridiculous. Oh, Nunez runs a little bit wide, and Davison gets himself a great exit from Stavolo then. So he is going to close up as we come through towards Blanchimont. Will we see him hold his brakes this time? He did the last go round here. Blanchimont, oh, gets a bit of sideways. Alex runs a bit wide, so they've made identical mistakes there. Oh, and the car, there we go, heavy on the brakes. Is he going to go around the outside? Camera change, please. Oh, he doesn't quite have the braking power. Tries to turn it back in, both men. Oh, nope, they don't. Nunez lights up his back tyres, gain 2 minutes left of this. And who's going to take second place? Please just tell me now and put me out of my misery.
Yeah, it's up for grabs all the way to the end here, John. These guys really turning it on. 2 minutes left. Only going to get 1, maybe 2 laps, depending on how far Ansel now is in front.
9.5 seconds.
Could be the last, yeah, it could be the last lap here, John. So these dudes really battling it out. What a lap that was, side by side through nearly every corner they could.
Yeah, and a few corners they couldn't or shouldn't, to be fair. Let us be honest with the level of skill we have just seen. I am a man that owns a steering wheel and a set of pedals, and I do occasionally turn up on tarmac while others around me sim race, and I can assure you what we are seeing here is absolutely the skill of the highest order. Before anybody says, where's Josh Webster? Well, where's Alex Nunez and Tom Davidson? Where is Aleric Ensland? We definitely miss Josh here. We hope he can join the competition again. But the boys, Ensland, Nunez and Davidson, absolutely putting it on. I mean, we talked about Sam Su's patience. Special shout out to Sam getting the move done on corner. biding his time. Of course, you never like to see a mistake, but he did pounce on a mistake, showed patience. Davidson and Nunes then. Kane, come on, 46 seconds, believe, what was it? Sorry, give me that fact again about the Spa 24-hour race, my friend. What was it, 300 and so many laps, and how close were they?
Yeah, 363 laps over the 24-hour period, and finished within 3.5 seconds of each other. So these guys really looking to match that performance and get it even closer. If I had to put money on it right now, John, it'd have to be Nunes. He's out in front. It's going to
he's just run wide.
As
Curse to the commentator. I'm throwing you under the bus. That was Kane. Alex, that was Kane. This just cost you second place. Points him on. Kane's totally corpse. He's lost it at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's had to mute his Mike Davison. Has had to clench on nice and tight to the steering wheel as they come into the last chicane. Will this be the last time? Enslin's probably going to cross the line and win the race, and we're not going to miss it. We're going to miss it again. I'm on the worst broadcaster in the world. I never cross, and Enslin has. I'm sorry, Aleric. Congratulations, mate. You have won the race after 17 laps, but it is Nunes. Nunes hangs on, so Aleric, my apologies. In the hero livery, 17 laps, 48 minutes in a 2017 Porsche Cup car. And there is donuts from our hero, Aleric Enslin. There is the man that did hold on to second place. Not entirely sure how, but he did. And there's the man that finished in third. Hats off, Davison. What a drive. Renan Dito then, sideways through the source. Loving it. He is going to take fourth. And there's Bakkerdan then. He is getting very closey in the car park. Greater off for a Belgian bun or two, I would guess. He's there with Samsu, of course, racing at his home track in that Farbin livery. Connor Garrett. Great driving from him tonight as well. He is going to finish in 7th. And Cornelius Filbinger, our sponsor, he is going to take home 8th place. Elliot Wilkie, he is going to finish in 9th. And Kieran Clifford then did get a mention early doors. Sorry again, Kieran. Don't do this deliberately, mate. He is in the Barrifley livery. He finished in 10th with Jens Harris. Started in 18th, he's finished in 11th, and he has just finished Volcan as well. Love to see it. There's Pete Greaves, homeschool racer in the brand racing. Give us a donut or two, Pete. We've got Jason Westerby, he finished in 13th. We've got Kyle Harris flashing his lights. There we go. He is going to go piling into his brother, no doubt. Goes round the corner, probably see him piling into his brother. Oh, he's missed him. No, he's gone straight for the donuts. Go on, Kyle, ever the show off. Love it. Etienne Messland in the Madrix. We saw him make a little mistake early doors. He's going to take 15th place. And there is a forlorn look in Chris Davies, but he is going to come home in 16th position with Jackie Harris finishing in 17th and Baz Tolma taking home 18th place. Kane, say something interesting so I can catch my breath and wonder what just happened.
Wow. 40 minutes, John, went by in a flash as always. These guys are putting on just as much of a show at the end of the race, getting all sorts of cozy at turn 1 there. Huge win for Alaric again, moving up those positions, three positions from 4th to 1st. So Alaric with another win there. Alex Nunes holding on from Tom Davidson in those final exchanges of the race, John, which has left everybody breathless, I'm sure, as the gents chime in with a chat, congratulating each other in there. Yeah, massive race, huge excitement all around, and if only we could do that every week, eh?
Oh, please don't tease me. Honestly, that is just absolute nirvana there, my friend. The thought of doing a Spa race every week is definitely going to keep me amused. But don't worry, because we do have 3 more weeks of this to come, and each of those weeks has 2 races. That's right, we are back to the original format. That format, of course, being 2 races, 2 20-minute races, and the second is a reverse order grid. And you better believe that after tonight's championship standings change, it's going to be all to play for at the top of that table, Kane.
Yeah, indeed, John. Still high drama and some outstanding tracks and a series crown that won't be decided until the final checkered flag, I'm sure.
Yes, indeed. And I am, sorry, just quickly missing that. So yes, there is 3 weeks to go, 6 races, 3 reverse grids, and of course the return to Donington. Which means it is indeed all still to play for. Kane, phenomenal stuff this week from the drivers. All 18 of them putting on an absolute show. Jens making up quite a few places, which you love to see, and our sponsor making it in to the top 10. The lead of the championship is going to change hands, and you're right, it is going to go down to the checkered flag. But that is all we have time for this week. I know I was in the middle of asking you a question there, Kane, sorry. But it is all we have time for this week. So thank you, of course, to Vispa, our sponsors. Thank you to the Rapid Drivers Club for putting everything on. Thank you to the drivers for taking part in that absolutely phenomenal race. You can go back onto Twitch and YouTube, of course, and watch the previous series races. I would strongly encourage you to do so. We will be back next week. Thank you, of course, to the viewers. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you for all the kind words. Kane, thank you once again for guiding me through. And yeah, another phenomenal race from the guys.
Yeah, as always, John. And these guys will already be looking forward to next week, as I'm sure everybody else is. But as you said, I'll echo those thoughts. Thank everyone here, Rapid Drivers Club, for putting these fantastic races together, Vispa for sponsoring these fantastic races, and everyone joining in as we finish off the chat with, yeah, Blackfin 7, sweet racing. It sure was. Connor Garrett jumping on. That was a lot of fun. So, yeah, not only us enjoying the action, but these drivers definitely enjoying themselves out there as well. And I can't wait for next week.
Oh, yes, absolutely, absolutely, me either. So, we will hopefully see you all there. I'm sure we will. Remember, go back, watch the last few races. We will see you all again very, very soon. Thank you for watching. All that's left to say then is a good night from Kane.
Good night, everyone.
And it is a good night from me. Stay safe. See you all again soon. Thanks, and good night.